Joining us now, one of our favorites, Chris Level's been on the show a bunch, part of that Texas Tech broadcast, also the host of the Locked On Texas Tech podcast as well, part of that Locked On network, that empire that David Locke has built. By the way, we got to start getting David on. It's about that time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's jazz time
for his weekly visit, for his weekly soliloquy, when he just won't shut up.
Yeah.
All right, Chris joining us. Chris, how you doing, man?
Hey, Chris.
I'm doing good, boys. How are we doing?
Good. All right, so were you surprised at all to see BYU ahead of Texas Tech in the college football playoff poll?
Man, I don't know what to think about all this stuff. No, not really. I mean, I guess I was surprised that 3 Big 12 teams listed before the first ACC team. I was surprised that Tech is favored by 9 or 10 points. I mean, it's just, we're all trying to process this stuff in real time, and we don't know what's what, but ultimately you just have to get results, and you just have to keep winning, and usually that stuff sorts itself out. But this is going to be and this is great for the Big 12. What a fun opportunity for the league, for these two programs. And I don't know if anybody really saw this coming. We're not back in August circling this game as like, that's going to be the Big 12 game of the year. It's going to be a top 10 matchup. No, this is just not where we were at. And but it's pretty clear these are the two best teams. And I'm glad that they don't miss each other and that they actually get to play in the regular season, and it's very meaningful. And it should be a lot of fun. But my poor city here is busting at the seams. They're camping out. It's just wild and crazy here. So if you're Joey McGuire, you're trying to keep your kids from avoiding all of those distractions and things like that. But pretty big stage on Saturday morning here in Lubbock.
Which is a tall task when both these teams check in the top 10 in the first college football playoff polls. It's pretty incredible and exciting. I want to get into the matchups and some of the X's and O's of this. Help me understand how they use David Bailey. Are they opportunistic with him? Do they rotate him? Do they try to find matchups, strengths, weaknesses, or do they just line him up on the blind side and say, go?
So when they put all this together, we knew that it would be much better than their defense was last year, which was really bad. And I knew it would be good, but I'd be lying if I told you I thought it would be this good. I think the coordinator deserves a lot of credit, Sheil Wood, and they do use him in a variety of different ways. I think that he rotates in some. There's times earlier in the year where he's not even in the game, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, why is he just not in all the time? But I think that they've got some depth, and he plays the run much better than I would have thought, because you hear he's a pass rusher, and then you think, he's one-dimensional, he's a one-trick pony. This is not who this player is, or Romello Height for that matter. And it's been fascinating to watch the improvement, because, guys, this was a defense last year that ranked like 125th or something. And now they're in the top 10, and they have the number 1 rushing defense in the country, and they've just done it with a new coordinator and some new players and a lot of the old players, and it just it's really looked completely different, and it needed to be. I didn't know if I thought it would need to be this good, but Bailey's just an absolute menace. And I will tell you that the whole Stanford thing that leads us to this is crazy to me, because if Stanford doesn't fire their head coach, David Bailey's not chasing after Bear Buckmeyer on Saturday morning. And BYU may have gotten the better end of that trade, as crazy as that sounds too, because David Bailey leads the country in sacks, but you got a true freshman quarterback that's just been lights out. But these two teams certainly benefited from Andrew Luck's decision to move on from Troy Taylor back in the spring.
Chris Level joining us, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. What has really impressed you about the development of Behren Morton?
Well, he's had a rocky year, and I felt bad for him just because it's like, man, he just can't. He can't get. There's no normal for him. He's dealt with a bit of an injury from the first game, and then he's kind of been in, and he's kind of been out, but. what we have all learned, as good as Will Hammond has been, and I know Will had a big game up in Salt Lake City. He played really well against Kansas in the second half, and he's now out for the year. But what we're all realizing is just Barron's presence and some of the intangibles that he offers up, and the checks at the line on the RPO concepts. I mean, whether I give it, whether I throw it, just all those little things that you maybe don't appreciate as the game is going along. He typically has his team in the right play, checks to the right play, gets them out of a bad one, and I think that's what really I've I guess noticed and have appreciated. And I think just his presence and leadership has certainly meant a lot to this team. But this is kind of his swan song, and all roads lead to this. And last week was big, and certainly this week will be even bigger.
I know he's been in and out of the lineups. How's his health?
I think he's fine. I mean, he's just going to deal with the minor leg injury. Is his calf, and he can still run around and all that. I mean, I think that, sometimes as the game goes along, he limps a little bit, but he's fine. I think it's just going to be something that they have to manage the rest of the way, and it is, you don't really have a plan B at this point. So, but he still throws it great, and he took off and ran it a few times in Manhattan last week. But yeah, he was definitely as excited as anybody after that game was over in Manhattan last week.
There's a few guys on the defensive side of the ball for BYU that I would heavily consider for defensive MVP for the Big 12, but I'm afraid everybody's going to be second place behind Jacob Rodriguez. I don't even know what to say about the guy, Chris. I mean, 77 tackles, 7 forced fumbles. What can't he do, and what does he mean to this team? How healthy is he, and what do you expect from him on Saturday?
Yeah, I was mentioned, somebody asked me about a month ago, hey, is this kid better than Zach Thomas? And because around here, that's about as heavy a praise as you can offer up. Zach is an NFL Hall of Famer. His name is in the Ring of Honor, which they've only got like 7 or 8 players that they put up there. And I just kind of scoffed at the question, like, okay, come on, we're getting ahead of ourselves. And I'm not so sure that he's not better than Zach was as a college player to this point. And that's about as – I mean, he's a former quarterback. I work for a school district here in Lubbock, and that particular school played against Jacob's high school team, I think 7 times over 3.
Chris has left the building.
We'll
try to get – oh,
there he is.
There he is. Still there. Go ahead, Chris.
I was like, I can still hear you guys. Yeah,
no, you were just saying that that you played him your school district played him 7 times. That's where you cut out.
And he was he's just a really good player then. But Joey Tate, he wanted to play linebacker, and I mean that's the best decision you can make. I mean, the guy's just his IQ is just off the charts. He just is where he's supposed to be. The uncanniness of being able to punch the ball out is just crazy. And you can practice it and all the things, but you just got to get it. And it's been very impressive to watch. He's healthy, and he's such a great human. That's the other part. He's grounded. He's very humble. He's well studied. I mean, it's everything you want. And I think he's probably played his way in a pretty good situation with the next spring.
Well, Chris, we'll let you go. Appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us, and look forward to catching up with you again down the line here.
See you Saturday, Chris.
Hey, thank you, guys. You guys keep hope alive, and have a good rest of the week. Appreciate it.
You got it. There he is, Chris Level. He is hosts the Joey McGuire Weekly Coaches Show. He's working the sidelines for the Texas Tech games as well, and host of the Locked On Texas Tech podcast.